If you start and you don't finish, then this video is for you. How to master the art of finishing. That's the focus of this video. And talking about starting and not finishing, you're not alone. I'm also with you on this. I do start many things and I do lose myself in the process. Used to, not anymore. I used to get lost in the process, and then you'd spend like incredible amounts of time to recover myself. So, is there a technique? Is there a strategy? Is there a way to approach this unfinished work? That's the focus of this video. Stay with me till the end. If you like the video, do me a favor. If you like, then I can reach some more people. But then if you subscribe to this channel, then I'm here in front of you literally every day. We talk psychology, we talk personal development, we talk entrepreneurship, self-improvement, and some other related areas here on this channel. So that said, what does it take to finish things that we start? And the answer is, ideally, it's better to kind of, don't start a new thing unless we complete what we are doing right now, ideally speaking. But unfortunately, we have too many things coming at us. There's a lot of we get stimulated by the environment. We have too many shiny objects that we need to go after. Who knows? Who knows what has the answer? What has the ultimate success and happiness for us? So we do not know. So we go after everything, and in the process, we end up losing our energy, our peace, our happiness, and all that. So you probably go through that. So what does it take? There are 3 or 4 things based on my own understanding, my own research. The first and the foremost is that you got to somehow rewire the identity. And there is a specific process for doing that. I talk about this all the time in hypnosis. And one of the easiest ways to do this is to give a suggestion to the mind. And the suggestion, you don't need to be in a hypnotic state to do that. You simply tell yourself. You tell that I'm a finisher. You keep on telling yourself, I'm a finisher. I complete everything that I start. It starts from there. Now, why we do this is because finishers, if you look at finishers, people who finish things, they always envision the finish. And what we are doing is, in a way, we are rewiring our identity by simply saying, I'm a finisher, I'll finish it. Okay. And identity change, or rewiring the identity, also breeds behavior. The idea is, it's the identity that is creating the behavior. So if I've changed the identity, then I'll have a better behavior. And then every small completion, whether you send an email, you make a phone call, you talk to someone, everything you do, that small little completion kind of reinforces that identity. Okay, so I start with rewiring the identity. Then the second thing I would do is I shrink the finish line. Now, shrinking the finish line means that sometimes the goals are big, and when the goals are big, then obviously there is an amount of a lot of time goes into it, a lot of energy goes into it, and there comes a point where you start to feel the overwhelm. So when the finish line is far, then it's hard. You feel the overwhelm. So we want to bring the finish line closer, and we do that by breaking the tasks, and we will choose the smallest tasks to finish. And the idea behind that is a micro finish is to create a macro outcome or a macro result. Micro finish, macro result. So shrinking the finish line, this concept has been lately, in the last 20 years, it has been discussed a lot of articles, a lot of new thinkers within the space. And I highly suggest that you try this book. I don't know where to start, because there are so many books on habits. This falls in within that space. And because in order for habits to work, you need to have goals. So goal mastery is very, very important. I would suggest the book Getting Things Done. Then also the book Putting It All Together. And I talked about these books all the time on this channel. So I'll start from that. These books kind of give you an idea on how to shrink the finish line. The next one is you got to close the open loops. and I've been a victim of this thing called the Zeigarnik effect, which is which means that it's a psychological phenomenon where we do a lot of things, we do complete, but because the incomplete work is so overwhelming that the completion doesn't register, and there comes a point where everything, like you kind of, it becomes so heavy that you kind of cave in, you kind of give up, that's it. And there are effects, there are many side effects of that. So I have been a victim of that myself. I pretty much got myself out of it. So and 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 I don't feel an energy drain no matter how much I take on myself. It's not that I'm doing a lot many things, it's just that I'm very careful. I list my tasks, and I go one by one every day. And I talked about an app that I use, which is called the Minimalist. It's an app that I take put all the tasks for the day. In fact, this video is also a task on the app, and I go through all the tasks, I complete them. That's it. I so how do you go from here? Let's say you're watching this video now. Where do you go from here? So you list all the incomplete tasks, whatever you have in your mind, you list them on a paper, and then there are three commitments you have to make. Either you finish, you delegate, or you delete completely. Those are the three things, uh, three commitments you have to make. The idea is that um, there is clutter everywhere, right? Clutter everywhere. But we're talking about cognitive clutter here. We're talking about things that are in our mind. And the only way we could create freedom, which is, by the way, is the single biggest goal of all of us, is that in order for me to get freedom, I need to remove clutter. So because this is psychological clutter, I need psychological freedom. So get the psychological clutter out, then you'll get the psychological freedom, which in turn will create the real freedom. You get all the time and energy back to do whatever bigger things you want to do. Okay. The next one is you got to master the middle. Okay. People master the start. In the beginning, they're very good. When they start, a lot of excitement, a lot of energy. But as things start moving, there comes a point when they hit that middle point, then suddenly the energy goes away. There's drain, there's boredom, there is resistance, there are distractions, all those things come in. And with a long, elongated finish line, a finish line that's invisible, now you're dealing with a lot of chaos. So, middle is where you need to master the middle part. Middle is where you need help. So, the help is more in terms of accountability, more scheduling, more rewarding yourself within that phase than compared to any other phase, whether you compare that to the start or to finish, or to the finish. So middle is where you need help. This is where you need a coach. This is where you need a second mind to look into what's happening with you. This is the place where you become myopic. You don't see your behavior. You don't see things that are so close to you or next to you, or things you're doing incorrect or not doing at all, things like that. So that's where the coaching aspect comes in. Okay. And then finally, the last one is that you decide, and you decide once and do it daily. Okay. And the concept there is, when you decide, you're making a commitment, a firm commitment, and when you do daily, that means you're executing. Okay. So the link between a firm commitment to a daily execution, the middle part is called a contract. So you're signing a contract. Your life is online, pretty much. Okay. A contract is a contract. A contract is enforceable. So you're right, signing a contract, and that's the level of commitment. So that firmness in the commitment comes from you acting as if you're signing a contract. So these are some ideas on how to get things done and get them very quickly, and kind of have that psychological freedom. The idea is freedom has to be, it's not like if we do a lot of things that we get to go where we wanted to go. It's like, how quick, in order for me to get there quickly, I need to do less. And that's the mindset. Now, this skill of finishing, it's a skill. And this has nothing to do with why some people have more energy or some people have more resources and all that. No, you become so smart that you choose what you think you can do, and then once you do commit, you make a firm commitment on them, then you get them to do, and you execute on them, and the idea is that you get that freedom, whatever you are going after. Okay, I'm going to stop here. Hopefully this is helpful. If it is, do me a favor. As I said, just click the like button. That way I can reach some more people. And if you do subscribe, then I'm in front of you every day. And this is how I talk. This is how I record. Very minimal talk, very minimal editing, and very quick publishing of these videos. And the idea is to help you, and that's the intention with which I show up here. That's all for now. Wherever you are, you be safe, and I'll be with you as early as tomorrow. Take care. Bye now.